I am a runner, and I am not just talking about my mouth. My little brother tells me I run my mouth too much. No, I am focused more here on how I let my legs do the running. As important as running is to me, when I came across a piece where a character who also passionately identified as a runner had that taken away from her, well, it got me thinking about losing such an integral part of identity. In Wendelin van Draanen novel, The Running Dream, the protagonist Jessica, a runner, lost one of her legs in a car accident, but now weeks later is returning to school, not as the pillar of fitness, but as someone disabled by circumstance. The piece is moving and about moving. Wendelin van Draanen's The Running Dream. I'm not laughing when we pull into the student parking lot. Instead, my heart's hammering inside my chest, and I'm desperate to go home. I know I'm being irrational. Still, I'm having a complete panic attack. There are already swarms of people at school. Fiona and I had planned to arrive before 7:30, but it's already 7:40. Everything takes longer with only one leg. Everything. It'll be okay, Fiona says as she pulls up the parking brake. Give me a minute. I'll be around with your throne. I'm breaking out in a cold sweat. We've only got 10 minutes to get to class. Maybe we should. We'll be fine, she calls as she zips around to the hatchback. She pulls out the collapsed wheelchair and says over the back seat, Jessica, really, this is the best thing you could be doing. You'll see, it'll be fine. I manage to hobble out of the car as she opens up the chair and wheels it over to the passenger door. There you go, she says, and I sit. I'm not used to the wheelchair. It seems too small and too big, too precautious and too safe, all at the same time. My left leg feels cramped by the footrest. My right leg feels lost at sea. The jean leg is pinned up, and suddenly I want it down. Maybe I won't look like such a pathetic freak. I undo the safety pins while Fiona gets our backpacks. Ready, Your Majesty? She asks, and when I nod, she straps on her backpack and rests mine in my lap. Then let's roll. The pant leg flaps as she hurries me down the school entrance. Flap, flap, flap. It bothers me, flusters me, then totally freaks me out. Stop, I cry. She keeps pushing as she asks, What's wrong? Stop! She does stop and comes around to face me. We're almost there, she says softly. It'll be all right. I promise you, it'll be all right. I manage to choke out. My pant leg. It's driving me crazy. She watches me pin it back up, then asks, You okay now? I nod, but I'm not okay. I'm anything but okay. I know it's not my fault. I know I haven't done anything wrong. I know it's irrational. But still, I'm mortified. Mortified to be me. My downward spiral is interrupted by Shandel Norwood. Jessica? She asks, coming towards us from the left. Jessica! She squeals and charges at me, her arms spread wide. Girl, you're back! She cries, smothering me in a hug. Shandel is a sophomore, is fast enough to run the 100 for varsity, and is potentially deadly with a discus. When she hits her release right, the discus soars, but once in a while, she gets turned around and sends it off in the wrong direction. All of us have learned to stand clear of when Shandel's spinning toward her release. I return her hug and feel a bit calmer. Good to see you too, I mumble into her shoulder. She pulls back and smiles. And then, what is there to say? It's not like I'll be going to track practice. It's not like we have anything else in common. We've got to get moving, Fiona says after an awkward few seconds. You can't have her tardy on her first day back. So Shandel waves and hurries off, and Fiona rolls me across the parking lot and around the corner to the school entrance arch and onto campus. Fiona's moving fast and chattering away. We're lucky we don't go to one of those schools where everything's like enclosed and the halls are like really crowded, and you have to go up and down levels to get to class. She's right. But what I'm thinking is, how will I do this in the rain? We enter the courtyard, and as Fiona pushes me along the sidewalk, I see the first signs that she's been a busy bee. On our right is the outdoor theater, a Greek-style semicircle of stepped cement seats going down to a stage, an area that the upper classes tend to dominate during lunchtime. Along the far wall are balloons and a large "Welcome back, Jessica" banner. I smile over my shoulder at Fiona, and she leans forwards and whispers, Gavin helped me set it up. The warning bell rings as she hurries me along to first period. A couple of people wave and call hello, but mostly it's people shortcutting across the lawn, hurrying to beat the next bell. You are the best friend ever, I tell her. I love the banner. I twist around further. What time did you get here? She laughs like, oh, you have no idea, and simply says, early. Liberty High is laid out like a wagon wheel with the courtyard as the hub. In the old days, the school was much smaller, but as time's gone by, more and more portable classrooms have been added to the fields behind the school. Each segment of the wheel is called a wing, and every wing is for a certain subject area and is named with the number. Math is in the 900 wing, science is in the 800 wing, English is in the 200 wing. Not the most creative, but easy to remember. Fiona rolls me into a portable unit in the 200 wing. It's really just the educational version of a double wide trailer, and like all the portable units, it's got a ramp. A long zigzag ramp that's always annoyed me. It's a time killer when you're running late, a bottleneck when the release bell rings, and it's noisy. Clomp, clomp, clomp. People come up it in the middle of class to deliver messages and whatnot. It always wrecks my concentration when testing. Plus, it's ugly. Painted wood, pipe guardrail. Some teachers try, but it is what it is. There's nothing anyone can do to camouflage it. And what it is now is my only way into the classroom. This bothers me more than it should. When I was a freshman, my friends and I used to swing under the guardrail to get to class earlier, leaping over it to get out. It was just quicker. Teachers scolded it out of us, or maybe we just grew up. But as Fiona rolls me up the ramp, I see my options as closed. I can no longer catapult, or swing, or slide. I can only roll. Thank you.